maskless Mr. Sandalus here. You actually get to see my face. I don't know if that's good or bad. But instructions on how to make this book. So I kind of have to have my screen big because really we're going to concentrate on the screen here more so than this. But I put this on the calendar, all right? But it's imperative, step one, that you print this. This is page one, and then page two has to be right on the back of page one. Otherwise, your book will not work. So there's page one that you just saw, and then there's the page you're looking at right now, page two. It's got to be back to back, and then the papers must be organized in order. That's page two, front and back. This is page three, front and back, and this is page four, front and back. Otherwise, this isn't going to work. So that's step one, right? So like I said, front, back. There's page one and two. That's why I called that one page. Front, back, page two, so on and so on and so forth. Must be in order. All right, now it's time to stop looking at that and look at this, okay? Because now I'm going to show you the instructions next. So there's the front, 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. And this dotted line right here is where you cut. This is the binder where the book will be binded. Okay, so going on the dotted line that I cut, you cut right along the dotted line, cut straight. Okay, and then you'll see that I have this now like this. There's what you saw before, and now it's cut. Okay, no, this seems like a romper room. Well, you don't even know what romper room is, so, but like grade school stuff here. How do we cut paper? All right, now, so I have this cut like this. Here's the next thing. That's the front of the book. You put all of this pile in front of that one. So top goes right here. And then one last step, we have to take this piece of paper. There's one extra superfluous piece of paper there. Now you have your book where you fold it. All right. And then don't hang up because I gotta tell you some of the pictures, and I'll show you close up some that I provided for my students, which is not on the online document. But okay, so now I have this, and then the next thing I'm going to do is going to get a stapler and staple right at the binding, right along that other dotted line that I called the binding. Put one on the top, and then one on the bottom. Okay, so I went ahead and did that on the bottom as well. And now I have my book with a binding, and it is like this. So let's talk about real quick ones that you should draw. In order, it should be identity function, squaring, cubic, square roots, absolute value, reciprocal. What? And I changed this one, change this to, because we don't know what E is, change it to 2 to the x power, not E. And let me see if I have one more. And then that's it. Those you are going to graph by hand. Do not use a graphing calculator. All right. Those are the 6, I think, most important ones. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I have 7 actually. 4, 5, 6, 7. That was 7 of them that graph by hand. Okay, now copy this. We will graph this in chapter next semester. I don't know, chapter 4 next semester. So go ahead and get those distinctive points. Don't worry about what those x-axis values. But do understand that sign, it does constantly go up, down, up, down, up, down. That arrow means it keeps doing that behavior. Now, from that picture, we should be able to fill out these things, like what's the domain, what's the range, and so on and so forth. Cosine, scratch that one down because we are going to graph that next year. Going to make sure it looks good there. So pause the thing, pause the video, and then do that. Greatest integer function, cross it off. Just destroy that page. We're not doing that. It's just a weird function. So there's the greatest integer. And then we did do logarithms last year, but maybe not so much. We're going to do this in chapter 3. So really quick sketch, that's what a natural log graph looks like. It does have a vertical asymptote, and from that we should be able to, graph that. Did I cut that vertical asymptote off? I think I did. That's interesting. At x equals 0 is where that vertical asymptote is. Then the last one, I think this is given in your paper. So you do have that picture, the logistic function. Quite honestly, from that picture, you should be able to answer these questions, okay? So the whole book should be filled out, and hopefully you can follow those directions, especially how to cut it, because that's the most important thing. Otherwise, your book won't function well. Bye.